Hey folks, my name is Kevin Douglas Berg. This is What Was I Saying Blog KDB. I'm here to provoke thought and move humanity just a little bit. I have a series on what's going on with Israel. And, well, this is what the United States told Israel. I don't even know what to say any fucking more. I really don't. I'm very sorry about the F-bomb. Pentagon briefing, we're not going to stand in the way of Israel. We're not going to stand in the way of Ukraine going to NATO. Next day, NATO's too corrupt to go to the UN. Here's a corrective policy. Here's what you have to do. Same time, we're going to give them 2.3 billion. We gave them 65 billion. What I called for on a video I did today was no more fucking money, no jets, no damn anything until we find out what the fuck is going on and who's running the show. We gave Israel some advice. You heard me right. Here we go. U.S. military leader warns Israel of military offensive in Lebanon, saying it could trigger broader war. Excuse me. They have to destroy Hamas because they will not stop lobbing missiles, because they will not stop the terrorist threats, because they will stop cells to destroy people in Israel from the blood to the sea bullshit. Israeli officials have threatened a military offensive in Lebanon if there's not a negotiable pushback of the Iran-backed military group Hezbollah from Israel's borders. The top U.S. military officer on Sunday warned that any military offensive into Lebanon would risk an Iranian response in defense of the powerful Hezbollah military group there, triggering a broader war that could put U.S. forces in the region in danger. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? We're doing all this bullshit for Ukraine and our long-standing alliance. We're saying, if Iran gets in, we're going to be in danger. $65 billion fucking dollars, 2.3 another billion, strategic systems, so they can rule the air. F-15 Strike Eagles, supplies and conditioning and maintenance and infrastructure to support that, and you criticize Israel? Really? There's no one fucking home in Washington. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Air Force General C.Q. Brown, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, said Iran would be more inclined to support Hezbollah. No fucking shit. Duh. He added Tehran supports Hamas militants in Gaza, but would give greater backing to Hezbollah, particularly if they felt that Hezbollah was being significantly threatened. No. You know what? Israel should just let Hezbollah go on. Israel should just let Hamas go on. They should just let them go on and do their terrorist bullshit and kill people like they did at that festival. Unbelievable. This administration. There's no administration. This administration. It's what it is. It's disadministration. American defense ministers. Israel officials have threatened a military offensive in Lebanon if there's no negotiation end to push Hezbollah from the border. Just days ago, Israel's military had said it approved and it validated plans for an offensive in Lebanon. I brought that up. In 4 weeks, they were going to hit them and hit them fucking hard. Even as the U.S. works to prevent the months of cross-border attacks from spiraling into a full-blown war. Hey, I wonder if we had a coherent a government, someone could go over there and fucking talk to him. Nope. Nope. We got all these fucking secretaries talking to him, which means absolutely shit. Netanyahu said Sunday he hoped a diplomatic solution could be achieved when said he would solve the problem in a different way if needed. Fucking rightfully so. We can fight on several fronts, and we are prepared to do that, he said. Balls. They want to kill you. You fucking better kill them first. Duh. U.S. officials have tried to broker a diplomatic solution to the conflict. They criticized. Remember, they criticized. In the presidential debate Thursday, Biden said he wasn't happy and it's going to cause more strife. Trump said they got to get it done. They got to get it done and get out of there and stop it because they're losing public support for the world. Both editorials, Haaretz and the other paper, I forgot at this time, both said they weren't happy with what they said. People supported Biden because he gave them the arms to Israel. But he did hold off. He did stop a shipment, remember? Okay. U.S. officials tried to broker a diplomatic solution to the conflict. The issue is expected to come up this week as Israel Defense Minister Yoav Gallant visits Washington for meetings with U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, Secretary of the State Antony Blinken, and other U.S. officials. U.S. President Joe Biden's senior advisor Amos Hochstein met with officials in Lebanon and Israel last week in an effort to de-escalate tensions. Hochstein told reporters in Beirut on Tuesday it was a very serious situation and that a diplomatic solution to prevent a larger war was urgent. Brown also said the U.S. won't likely be... This is not good. Brown also said the U.S. won't likely be able to help Israel defend itself against a broader Hezbollah war, as well as it helped Israel fight off an Iranian barrage of missiles and drones in April. What the fuck we doing in Ukraine? Bombing Russia. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Our drones actually killed kids and people during a church holiday on a weekend. Terrorist act? Oh, we don't want a war with Russia. We want a nuclear war with Russia, and we want it as soon as possible. It's harder to fend off shorter range rockets that Hezbollah fires routinely across the border into Israel. Yeah, I'm sure fucking Israel knows that too, he said. Asked if the U.S. has changed its force posture in the region to better assure troops are protected, he said the safety of the force has been a priority all along, noted no U.S. bases have been attacked since February. Widening the conflict. He said key messages to think about second order of effect or any type of operation in Lebanon and how that might play out and how it impacts not just the region, but how it impacts our forces in regions as well. Well, whoever senior advisor you are, Israel is constantly fighting to fucking save its own skin every day. So, welcome to the club. Pentagon officials have said Austin has also raised concerns about a broader conflict when he spoke to Gallant in a recent phone call. Certainly been concerned about the situation and privately and publicly have been urging all parties to remain calm on that border to seek a diplomatic solution, said Major General Pat Ryder. The Pentagon press secretary said last week. That's the same schmuck, same Major General Schmuck, who said we're not going to stand in the way of Ukraine of being in NATO, and then we are standing in the way of Ukraine being in NATO. What the fuck? As I said, all this is like, what the fuck? Who's running this shit show? A war between the two heavily armed forces could be devastating in both countries. No shit. They want to destroy Israel. Hezbollah wants to destroy Israel. Hamas wants to destroy Israel. All these other fanatic Muslim fucks want to destroy Israel too. Hezbollah rocket arsenal is believed to be far more extensive than Hamas. Fucking awesome. Israel and the Iranian-backed Hezbollah have exchanged fire across Lebanon's border with northern Israel since fighters from the Hamas-controlled Gaza Strip staged a bloody assault on southern Israel. Yeah, a slaughter. They killed people. They killed babies. They raped and killed women. They killed men in front of that. And they did all the other atrocities you can think of because they're terrorists. Set off the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza. The situation escalated this month after an Israeli airstrike killed a senior Hezbollah military commander in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah retaliated by firing hundreds of rockets and explosive drones into northern Israel, and Israel responded with a heavy assault on the militant group. Israeli strikes have killed more than 400 people in Lebanon, including 70 civilians. Hezbollah, they blow off their rockets in neighborhoods. They blow off their rockets around schools. They blow off their rockets around everything and anything to shield themselves. While the leaders are fucking in UAE doing absolutely fucking nothing, watching these pawns pull all the triggers, and they stay at a 5-star resort in UAE. Look it up. That's where they all are. Hezbollah fired 100 rockets, killed 400 people. On Israel's side, 16 soldiers and 10 civilians have been killed. An escalation of the conflict could also trigger wider involvement by other Iran-backed militant groups in the region. You don't fucking say. Everybody wants Israel destroyed. Everybody. Military leaders from Oman, Iraq, Syria, Yemen, and other countries have previously offered to send tens of thousands of fighters to help Hezbollah. But he said the group already has 100,000 fighters. All right, where does that leave us? You tell me the scenarios here, folks. All at war with Israel, they just said, the United States just said, they were not going to provide them help if that happened against Hezbollah. Ukraine, not going to stand in the way, am going to stand in the way for NATO. We gave you $6.5 billion. Here's another $2.3 billion. How about our jet fighters? Putin just said we would never go on force to force with NATO. They have, U.S. has 40% alone in armament, and Russia has 3%. We will fire on their jets, though. What the fuck? Exactly. Shitting on Israel, Ukraine, yeah, we'll give you more money because of BlackRock and Vanguard. Money laundering. That's what we're doing. Biden's staying in because what we don't know about this administration is even worse about what we do know. Think about that. My name's Kevin Douglas Berg. This was Let's Do It to It. Screw an Israel edition, I guess, because that's what it seems like. Because we got all our eggs in the Ukrainian basket. And we want to fuck with Putin more and make him mad. And have a discussion about how a NATO nation is going to get attacked while we're doing a proxy war with the nation that we're discussing is going to definitely attack. Don't look for common sense. It is no longer here. Don't look for someone to come to the front and say what the hell's going on. That's not happening either. Watch for numbers getting reported lower and redone and all this other bullshit, because they cannot make it the bullshit fast enough, and they can't keep up with their lies. This is a complete shit show. It's only getting worse. Russian roulette, too. Nuclear launch on command policy, 6 minutes. What do you want to do, President Biden? What are you going to do, President Obama? What are you going to do, President Pelosi? What are you going to do, Gavin Newsom? What are you going to do, Hunter Biden? What are you going to do, Mrs. Biden, Dr. Biden? Who's running the show? Joint Chiefs? I don't know. Secretary of Defense? I don't know. Pentagon doesn't know what they're doing. Going to stand in the way? Not going to stand in their way. Not going to stand in their way. That's the next day. Israel, don't hit Lebanon. Let Hamas and Hezbollah fuck you up over and over and over again. Why? Because we're in Ukraine and we don't know what the hell's going on there, but we're giving them money, we're giving them jets. Oh, Jesus Christ. I keep on repeating the same shit. It's a shit show. I know it's the weekend too. Sorry, didn't want to mess up your weekend. We could have nuclear clouds anytime you want to. Both countries, ICBMs, right the fuck there in the submarines. 20 minutes. 4 more minutes after this is over. Boom. 72 minutes. It's all gone. 5 billion effing people. 5 billion. You heard me right. Launch on command policy. Look it up. Soon as they sense those boosters have exhaust, it is 6 minutes till doomsday. Yes or no, President Biden? Yes or no, who the hell is running the country? I'd like to bring you good news. There is none right now. I'm very sorry about that. It is what it is. People will not spit it like this because they're worried about all the other bullshit. My name's Kevin Douglas Berg. I'm here to provoke thought, moving me forward. Let's do it to it. This was our What's Going On in Israel edition. All right, with that, let's pray it out. Pray for you, pray for me, pray for world peace, pray for Israel. Pray for our allies, pray for NATO. I just pray for everybody, man. Pray for those coming and going. Pray for those on plane, train, automobile. Pray for those served or serving, post-serving, fighting with PTSD. Pray for the people that are firefighters, firemen, policemen, policewomen, first responders, rescues, anybody in and out of the hospital on a better day, all medical field, any doctors. Let's pray for anybody that is going through physical, mental, emotional distress, that tomorrow they'll have a less day and less suffering than they did today. Let's pray for for our world to have more empathy than we did today, for tomorrow. Pray that people find more resources just to live, food, shelter, water, lavatories, and medical facilities. My name's Kevin Douglas Berg. This is What Was the Same Blog KDB. This was the edition of What's Going On. Let's do it to it, Israel. I'm here to provoke thought, moving me forward. Kevin out. Thank you.